Have you ever woken in the morning feeling drained and wondered if something dangerous was happening in the dark? Many older friends tell me they assume poor sleep is just part of aging. Yet science now shows certain bedtime choices can raise the chance of silent heart attacks and breathing pauses called sleep apnea. Tonight we're going to walk through 4 common night habits that doctors say are especially risky after 70, and, even better, simple fixes you can start before your next bedtime. By the end, you'll know practical ways to breathe easier, rest deeper, and wake up feeling truly refreshed. Think of this as a friendly chat with someone who cares about your well-being, not a scolding lecture. And remember that every small change you make tonight is a gift to tomorrow's heart. Grab a pen if you like to jot notes, pause when you need, and feel free to share these ideas with someone you love who may not realize how bedtime routines can shape heart health. I'd like to give you a quick roadmap before we dive deeper. First, we'll look at late-night eating, especially heavy or spicy meals that force the body to keep digesting when it should be repairing. Second, we'll tackle the glowing screens, phones, tablets, even big TVs, that trick the brain into thinking it's still daytime. Third, we'll talk about that innocent-seeming nightcap, which can relax airway muscles a bit too much. Finally, we'll see why sleeping flat on your back, though comfortable at first, can pinch breathing passages and raise blood pressure spikes. Each section offers a true story from someone over 70, clear warning signs to watch for, and easy, no-cost adjustments you can try tonight. Keep listening until the end because the habits often overlap, and changing just one may motivate your body to heal in many directions at once. I also include reminders about when to seek medical guidance, because partnering with your healthcare team is the safest path for progress, especially if you manage conditions like hypertension or diabetes. Let's start with that tempting sandwich or bowl of leftovers many of us reach for around 9 o'clock. As we age, digestion naturally slows, meaning a meal that once slipped through without fuss now keeps the stomach churning for hours. The result is extra acid, pressure on the diaphragm, and a cascade of hormones that signal the heart to beat faster to handle nutrient spikes. For someone over 70, this midnight workload can push blood sugar and blood pressure far outside the calm, low ranges our hearts crave during deep sleep. Researchers at major heart institutes even found that older adults who consumed more than a third of their daily calories after sunset had nearly double the rate of silent heart attack markers compared with early eaters. The good news is timing, not flavor, is the culprit. You don't have to give up your favorite foods. You simply need to reschedule them for daylight when your body is primed to process fuel efficiently. That shift alone can lighten breathing and heartbeat. Take Mr. Harold, a 74-year-old retired postman from Ohio, who loved a plate of cheese and crackers while watching late news. He often found himself gasping awake at 2 a.m. thinking he had dreamed of choking. After keeping a simple food diary, Harold noticed these episodes always followed his snack nights. On his doctor's suggestion, he moved the treat to mid-afternoon and replaced the bedtime craving with a small mug of warm chamomile tea. Within 2 weeks, his midnight alarms vanished, and his morning blood pressure readings dropped 10 points. Harold didn't change what he ate, only when he ate it, proving that timing acts like a dimmer switch for the heart. If you're ready to experiment, aim to finish dinner at least 3 hours before lying down. Should hunger strike later, choose a light, easy-digesting option, such as half a banana or a teaspoon of almond butter, so your stomach and your heart can truly rest. Keep water nearby to sip instead of raiding the fridge, and notice calmer breathing patterns overnight. To lock in this habit, try setting a recurring reminder on your phone labeled kitchen closed for an hour you choose, perhaps 8 p.m. That small nudge helps break mindless grazing. You might also prepare breakfast ingredients the night before, so your brain associates late evening with planning tomorrow's nourishment rather than chomping through extra calories. If you live with family, invite them to join and turn it into a gentle household challenge. Everyone reports how they feel after a week. Most participants notice lighter dreams, fewer bathroom trips, and smoother morning joints. Crucially, these benefits appear even if total calorie intake stays the same, underscoring that your heart values schedule as much as substance. Give yourself 7 consecutive nights to test the change. Then jot down any differences in energy, mood, or blood pressure numbers. Your notebook becomes proof that smart timing is a powerful medicine cupboard you already own. And remember to share your victory with a friend. Encouraging others reinforces your commitment and spreads healthier habits across your circle. Moving to the second habit, let's talk about screens that glow brighter than the moon. Our eyes contain tiny receptors that treat blue light from phones, tablets, and televisions as a morning alarm. When these receptors fire at night, they shut down melatonin, the hormone that whispers it's time to sleep, and they also stimulate the sympathetic nervous system, nudging the heart to beat as if we're on a brisk walk. Studies with seniors show just 30 minutes of evening screen exposure can lengthen breathing pauses and sleep apnea by nearly 30% and delay deep sleep cycles crucial for heart repair. The surprise? Brightness matters more than content. Whether you're watching a gentle nature video or scrolling news headlines, the light itself keeps biological clocks confused. That's why some people can fall asleep faster after an exciting audiobook in the dark than after a calm video under a lamp. Fortunately, a few simple changes can dim this risk and hand control back to your natural circadian rhythm without sacrificing enjoyment. Consider Ms. Linda, a 72-year-old grandmother in Florida who loved playing digital card games before bed. Her granddaughter noticed Linda's breath would hitch during naps and suggested tracking sleep with a smartwatch. The results were striking. On nights when Linda played until lights out, her oxygen dipped to 88%. On book reading nights, it stayed above 94. Intrigued, Linda bought inexpensive amber glasses that filter blue light and set her tablet to night mode 2 hours before bed. She also parked the device on a hallway table, so scrolling required standing up, an extra barrier against reflex taps. A month later, her watch recorded fewer apnea events, and Linda reported brighter mornings and fewer headaches. Her story shows you don't have to abandon technology, just tame it. Try wearing amber clips over regular glasses, dimming screens to the lowest setting, or better yet, swapping 10 minutes of scrolling for phoning a friend to share gratitude. You may find the conversation more soothing than any online puzzle, and your heart will thank you. To cement healthier screen habits, place a gentle but firm boundary on electronic use. One approach many seniors love is the digital sunset. Choose a time, perhaps 2 hours before bed, when all bright devices go to sleep, just as the sun once did for our ancestors. Switch lamps to warm bulbs, cue soft instrumental music, or engage in a relaxing hobby like knitting or planting tomorrow's garden. If you must keep a phone nearby for emergencies, turn on grayscale mode. The drab colors make endless scrolling far less enticing. Another trick is charging devices in the kitchen instead of the bedroom, forcing a conscious decision before another quick check. Over a week, you may notice falling asleep faster and waking less often. Keep track in a simple calendar and reward yourself with a small treat. Maybe fresh flowers on your windowsill for every technology quiet night completed. These small rituals turn the bedroom into a sanctuary for peace, teaching your mind to associate pillows with rest rather than flashing notifications. Our third habit involves that soothing sip many call a nightcap. A small glass of wine or whiskey can feel like an invitation to relax. But aging muscles in the throat interpret the alcohol differently. They loosen more than intended, allowing the tongue to slip backward and narrow the airway. While this may only cause soft snoring in youth, by the 70s it can deepen pauses in breathing, drop blood oxygen, and send stress signals that jolt the heart awake. Researchers tracking seniors with sleep apnea discovered that even one alcoholic drink within 2 hours of bed doubled apnea duration and raised nighttime blood pressure spikes. Moreover, alcohol fragments the architecture of sleep, cutting short the crucial rapid and movement stage where memory consolidates and arteries repair. In simpler words, the very beverage meant to soothe actually keeps your inner repair crew locked outside the bedroom door. Over time, those nightly disruptions can accumulate like rust on a garden gate, eventually making it harder for the heart to swing open each morning. Let me introduce you to Carlos, a cheerful 71-year-old widower in Texas who toasted each evening with a single bourbon while reading Western novels. His daughter noticed he dozed off during conversations and persuaded him to try a home sleep test. The monitor revealed 90 apnea events per hour on bourbon nights and 60 on alcohol-free nights. Still high, but substantially better. Concerned, Carlos swapped the bourbon for a warm mug of decaffeinated cocoa sprinkled with cinnamon, a comforting ritual he fondly calls his heart hug. Within a month, he required fewer midday naps, and follow-up testing showed his apnea index fell below 30, a life-changing difference. Carlos still enjoys bourbon at weekend barbecues, but earlier in the day. His experience reminds us that moderation is not only about quantity, but timing. Shifting pleasurable drinks to daylight preserves camaraderie while guarding nighttime breathing. If you crave a sense of ritual, experiment with herbal infusions like lemon balm, peppermint, or rooibos. The aromas can satisfy taste buds without sabotaging sleep architecture tonight. To keep alcohol from hijacking your sleep, begin by tracking your current pattern for a week without judgment. Note beverage type, pour size, and bedtime. Next, pick 2 alcohol-free nights in advance and replace the drink with a flavorful substitute, such as sparkling water flavored with fresh lime or a small glass of tart cherry juice, shown in studies to increase natural melatonin. Pair the beverage with a relaxing activity you enjoy, listening to mellow jazz, journaling gratitude, or giving your feet a gentle massage. This creates a new pleasure loop and reduces the sense of deprivation. After 2 weeks, evaluate your energy, dreams, and morning pulse rate. If improvements motivate you to cut back further, great. If not, maintain the healthier schedule you've crafted. Remember, success is measured by how you feel, not by strict perfection. Celebrate each alcohol-smart night as a heart-saving victory. Share your progress with a trusted friend, doctor, or online senior community. Their encouragement can provide extra accountability and introduce fresh beverage ideas to explore together. Our fourth and final habit involves how you position your body once the lights are off. Many of us naturally settle on our backs, yet research shows that in people over 70, this posture can narrow the upper airway by up to 50%, especially when gravity pulls the lower jaw backward. During an apnea, pause the chest muscles strain like bellows, trying to draw air through a kinked hose, and blood pressure can surge as the heart works harder to deliver oxygen. These nightly surges may not wake you, but laboratory studies reveal they raise the risk of silent heart attacks and strokes. Side sleeping, in contrast, opens the airway and reduces apnea events significantly. Think of it like tilting a bottle. Air flows freely instead of glugging. The switch may feel odd at first, but with a few tricks your body can relearn quickly. Importantly, you need no costly equipment. Simple pillow adjustments and clever reminders can guide your muscles into the safer side posture night after night routine. Meet Jeanette, a 78-year-old artist from Oregon who believed her snoring was harmless until a neighbor on a camping trip recorded frightening pauses. Back home, Jeanette sewed a tennis ball into the back of her sleeve shirt, a classic positional therapy trick that nudges the body to roll onto its side when pressure builds. She also invested in a supportive body pillow she affectionately names the Law to hug and stabilize her knees. Within 10 nights, snoring decreased, and her smartwatch logged longer stretches of deep sleep. Most important, Jeanette felt alert enough to resume morning watercolor sessions she had abandoned. She jokes that a $3 tennis ball restored a priceless passion. Her story demonstrates that even playful, low-tech solutions can shield the heart from overnight strain. If sewing isn't your style, many pharmacies sell soft foam belts with a bulge at the back, where you can place a half-inflated beach ball under a fitted sheet. The goal is gentle discomfort that reminds, not forces, you to rotate sideways comfortably. To practice side sleeping tonight, begin by choosing a supportive pillow high enough to align your neck with your spine, reducing strain. Place a second pillow between your knees. This stabilizes the hips and prevents twisting. If turning in the night is hard to control, build a pillow wall behind your back or try the tennis ball trick we mentioned. Some seniors sew a pocket and use a rolled washcloth for a softer nudge. Track progress with a free snore recording app or a smartwatch if you own one. Celebrate small wins, like snoring shorter or waking with clearer sinuses. As comfort grows, your muscles will memorize the new posture and the props may become optional. Give this experiment at least 2 weeks. New sleep habits need repetition, just like any exercise. Your heart will repay the effort with calmer overnight rhythms and brighter mornings. If you share a bed, enlist your partner as a gentle coach. Shared laughter over awkward positions turns the challenge into a bonding adventure, boosting motivation. Before we wrap up, let's pause and take a proud breath. You've just learned how late-night meals, glowing screens, relaxing drinks, and sleeping position can quietly shape your heart's overnight destiny. Remember that change is most powerful when it starts with one modest step. Maybe you'll close the kitchen earlier tonight, dim your tablet sooner, swap wine for cocoa, or add a friendly pillow to keep you on your side. Whatever you choose, write it down and commit to testing for 7 days. Your future self is cheering you on. If you found these insights encouraging, please tap the like button, share this video with a friend who might need a gentle nudge, and press subscribe so you can join our community of seniors striving for vibrant, heart-healthy living every single day. And remember, every comment you leave adds to our collective wisdom. I read them all and love featuring your success stories in upcoming episodes. So let your voice shine and help other viewers find hope and practical guidance.